Alright, so welcome back guys. Welcome to your first time here. I'm Vision Hero by Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today we're going over the titles and synopsises for Fear the Walking Dead Season 6 episodes 8 through 13. Now, if Fear the Walking Dead is something you're interested in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon that I miss any more Walking Dead content from me moving forward. Now let's begin. First up, we got episode 8 titled The Door. Now the synopsis for this episode reads, in his darkest moment, John is reunited with an old friend who offers him some hope. Now, I'm assuming right now we all know that this is going to end up being Morgan. So this is exciting. We're getting John now joining our group. We got most of our survivor group reunited with Morgan at the dam. So this is very exciting. I'm very interested to see what they got going on with John. We've only really seen him in 2 episodes. So I'm very excited to know what's going on here. Now, I know this episode has already aired on AMC Plus, so if you do know spoilers for this episode, please don't put them down below, because I will first off be deleting them all, and 2, don't want to see any of them. So just please no spoilers. This definitely looks like a great mid-season premiere, even though it was originally supposed to be meant to be the mid-season finale. So I think this will definitely deliver on a scale of epicness either way when it airs for all of us people who don't have AMC Premiere. Next up, we got episode 9 titled Things Left to Do. Now the synopsis for this episode reads, Ginny and Morgan have a standoff, but this time Ginny is outmatched. Now, my prediction for this episode is that at the end of episode 8 is that, you'll see the lineup with Ginny, and in the next episode you'll have Morgan show up to rescue the group, and that's pretty much why I say they're outmatched. Ginny will be outnumbered by Morgan's forces, and that's how they're going to go down. It'll be like a cliffhanger thing. Again, I have not seen episode 8, and I know it's out there, so please do not give any spoilers as to how the episode ends, but I do have a feeling whether or not it was shown in episode 8 or not. I do believe that in episode 9 there will be some kind of lineup, and that's when Morgan will show up to save his people, along with everybody else he's joined up with over the past first 7 episodes. So that's how I predict this episode's going to go down. Definitely is excited, and I hope we get some good battle and fight sequences here, because I do believe we're going to get something there, and I hope it's not just some gunfight. I really want to see a little bit more action, but either way, I'm super excited for this episode. Even if it doesn't end up being a full-out battle, I still think it'll definitely be an exciting episode. Now, next we got episode 10 titled Handle with Care. Now the synopsis for this episode reads, Daniel is tasked with keeping the peace, but will need to face his own threat to protect his friends. Now, my prediction for this episode is that Daniel will have remained behind after Morgan pretty much tries to liberate most of our friend group. I feel like Daniel's going to stay behind and be like a double agent, and here he's just trying to protect the peace, help his friends, but also try to help things stay peaceful between them and Virginia. But at the same time, I feel like Virginia and her people kind of be breathing down his neck, and he has to kind of work around them to kind of keep the peace with Morgan and them, but at the same time try to be loyal to Virginia and play the long con, which is kind of what I predicted Daniel would do. Whether or not this holds to be true, I am interested. Again, I love Daniel, and I'm excited we're going to get to see more of him. We didn't really get to see much of him in the first half of the season, but this one definitely looks exciting, and seems like it'll be more of like a Daniel-centric episode. But either way, I'm super hyped, just because I'm glad we'll be able to get to see more Daniel in this episode. Next up, we got episode 11 titled The Holding Now. The episode synopsis for this one is, an infiltration turns into a rescue mission as the group digs into an underground community. Now, I can't really give too much prediction as to what goes on here. The only thing I'm going to give prediction on is that this has something to do with that dude talking to Alicia that we've seen in the trailer. Nothing else right there. I'm assuming that Alicia's the one who infiltrates the compound or community, and then the rest of the group has to go in after them. That's like the only real prediction I can give there. I'm definitely excited for this one, just because we're going to get information on this new group that's been hinted at, I'm assuming, in this episode, and I'm assuming this is also going to be connected to the end is the beginning people that we've seen throughout the first half of the season. So definitely interested to see what goes on here. But yeah, again, I'm assuming Alicia infiltrates the compound, and then our group has to rescue her or whatever. I'm curious as to why they have to rescue her, because the guy in the trailer seems somewhat friendly, but at the same time he does seem weird and mysterious. So either way, I'm very interested to see what goes on in this episode. Next up, we got episode 12 titled In Dreams, and a synopsis for this episode reads: Grace wakes up with her memory blurred and sees what her worlds become years later. Now, this one is an interesting one. Now, from what I understand from this one, it sounds like we're getting a time jump. Now, one thing I will say is if there is a time jump, I feel like it's come out of the blue here. So if there is one now, it was said that there is going to be time jumps throughout the season. Now, I hope with this one it's at least somehow set up, just because I feel like a time jump here in the middle of the season just seems weird. I mean, it worked well with the main show in season 9, but here, there's not much explaining going on here, so it just seems weird. Another thing I'm worried about is the whole amnesia idea. I hate when they do amnesia stuff, so I'm really hoping they don't go down that route. And my other worry is that it's going to be a whole dream sequence episode. I also hate those types of episodes. But if done correctly, I feel like this could be an interesting episode. Especially when you have someone waking up with their memory blurred. I definitely think it is an interesting concept, especially with a time jump, because it offers the new world from their perspective. So I'm very interested. I just hope it's executed correctly, and I'm just really excited to see what they set up here with Grace. I'm assuming with it being years later, she's already had her baby by episode 12. But either way, I'm very interested to see what goes on here with episode 12. Again, just hope it's executed correctly. Last, we got episode 13 titled JD. Now the synopsis for this episode reads: June splits off to gather information to help stop an oncoming threat. Now this is a very interesting title. I find that the JD is very interesting, also concerning the fact that it sounds like it's going to be a June-centric episode. I know June isn't the fan favorite character, so I hope they at least add in some other characters. I don't honestly care either way about June. I don't like her, but I don't hate her. I'm kind of meh with June, but with her, I know with how much fans don't like her, I hope they at least add in another character here or there, at least one that people do care about and do like. But yeah, I'm very curious to see what goes on here. We know that June is still working with Virginia at this point. I don't know at this point if she still will be working with Virginia at this point, but we'll see when it comes down to things. So I'm very interested if maybe she's still working like Daniel and being like a double agent or something, or maybe she's working with our group and still and I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens in this episode, just because it's going to be a big difference since the last time I seen her in regards to time. So I'm very curious to see what goes on with June in this episode. And honestly, I'm very interested to see what goes on with this episode altogether, because it's just a few episodes away from the finale. So I'm interested to see how they will set up the finale, and just to see how well the second half of season 6 will be, just because the first half has been pretty good. Everybody has been saying it's definitely been a good season, and I'm just hoping that the second half holds up. And definitely, from what it sounds like with the rumors regarding the premiere, and don't again give me spoilers, but from what I've heard and seen and what it looks like, it's definitely going to be a good season. But that's just from these synopsises and stuff. Let's hope that the season actually does turn out good overall compared to the last 2 seasons. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts and opinions regarding the titles and synopsises for the episodes 8 through 13 of Fear the Walking Dead Season 6, and some predictions I have in regards to the episodes. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon to not miss more Fear the Walking Dead content from me moving forward. And you go follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which is linked in the best section of my YouTube channel. As always, I've been Vision Hero Born Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.